time to call your lawyer.
Place a call to attorney for the injured Bruce L. Scheiner. It's time for the weekly Ask the Lawyer segment, and maybe, just maybe, this is the morning we get your question answered if you submitted one. If you'd like to submit one, I'll tell you about that too. First, though, gotta tell you something. Real important if you're embroiled in legal trouble. You really need to sit down with a professional and get a consultation on the specific set of circumstances in your case. Now, many attorneys offer a free consultation. I know Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates certainly do, and I'll give you the information on how to contact them in a moment. But you got to keep that in mind, that what you're about to hear is just general legal conversation and cannot be taken as specific legal advice in your specific situation. Now, the one thing we can say for sure is that you should not sign anything. You should not make any statements or let anybody record any conversations until you've had a chance to sit down with a professional and get an assessment of your case. So, with that in mind, let's find out what Bruce Scheiner thinks of today's legal brain teaser. Would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Todd. What's new this week?
Well, it's been a whirlwind lately, so I'm going to have to stop and think about that. It gets awful busy around this time of the years where we're getting deeper and deeper into the fall now, and again, the holiday season beginning to come up. Instead, we've got a very interesting question that's been sent in and needs an answer, and I'm hoping that you will share a little of your expertise.
Okay.
All right, here it comes. I was riding my motorcycle on US 41 when headed to Sarasota when a pipe fell off a plumber's truck, causing me to wipe out. The truck driver didn't even stop. I sustained serious injuries and had to have surgery. I have thousands of dollars in medical bills and lost wages. What can I do? Almost the very definition of a freak accident occurring here, it would appear. What would you say?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with refer to it as a freak accident. You know, the plumber was obviously very negligent in not securing his load.
Oh, okay.
But as far as the recovery is concerned, if the motorcycle driver was able to observe and identify the truck that the pipe fell off of, then he would have a great claim against the plumbing company.
I see.
And, you know, because it's a business, the chances are that they had decent insurance and will allow them to make a, reasonable recovery.
Right.
If he couldn't and no one could identify the truck then would be considered a phantom vehicle.
Oh, there's really such a term.
There is a term.
How about that?
If the motorcyclist had our friend uninsured motorist coverage, then he could make a claim against his uninsured motorist coverage because of the negligence of a phantom vehicle.
You know, we never even stopped to consider the fact that it was a negligent situation. Behind the scenes, we've been talking about how, the pipe just fell off the truck. You hit a bump, the pipe falls off. What can you do? But if it wasn't secured properly, for example, I can see what you're saying. That does represent negligence.
Well, there's no way under ordinary circumstances that a pipe could or should fall off a truck. So it has to be, by definition, someone's negligence by allowing it to fall off the truck.
Well, I don't know. I never know for sure who's listening, and if whoever writes these kinds of questions, if they send them in to us, if they are listening on the morning that we're talking about them. I hope he is this morning, and here's why. If he did not see the truck clearly, the pipe fell off of, I know I would think my case would be almost hopeless because I can't identify the truck, the driver, the company, that kind of thing. Having never heard about the phantom vehicle idea before, that gives renewed hope, I would think.
It does give renewed hope, and it's very important that if it was the phantom vehicle scenario, that he immediately or within a short period of time reports this to the police, because that's a requirement under most insurance policies. If you're claiming that a phantom vehicle caused your accident, that you reported the accident and had a report filed.
And there's another reason why we suggest you see a professional sooner rather than later. Waiting 6 months down the road as you continue to nurse your injuries and rack up the medical bills, that's not smart.
Not smart at all.
All right. Well, again, I hope he's listening this morning and gets something out of that conversation that is helpful to him. I know I feel better for him, as I genuinely and generally do when we speak to you. You give us such great advice on these Wednesday morning conversations, Bruce. Thank you once again.
Well, it's my pleasure. And again, you make me feel like I'm in law school. So I get younger every week that I get to talk to you and answer your questions.
And how many radio stations can offer you that, making you feel younger every single week?
You're the only one I know.
Bruce, looking forward to talking to you next week.
My pleasure, Todd. Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up once again for attorney for the injured, Bruce L. Scheiner, and the answer to today's question. Now, let me clue you in how to get your question answered. All you have to do is go to our website, kickscountry929.com, and look for Bruce L. Scheiner on the homepage, or put Bruce into the keyword search box. You'll end up at the same place. The ability to send your question in, give us as much as we can work with. Notice we never reveal personal details, so you can feel free to give all the details that you'd like to and not worry about your identity being revealed. Now, there's something else to keep in mind. A face-to-face sit-down with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, and his associates is a really smart thing to do if you're facing legal trouble. And you can have that free consultation by calling this number, 941-743-7777. That's his Port Charlotte office at 941-743-7777. Whatever you do, get that appointment and protect your rights. Remember, don't sign anything or say anything until you talk to Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, and protect yourself by calling 941-743-7777. Tell him that Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.